Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days. Andy Robertson's injury latest as recovery continues at AXA Training Centre. Andy Robertson will not be back in a Liverpool shirt until 2024, but his rehab from a shoulder injury continues at the AXA Training Centre. The Reds left-back has missed the last 7 matches after injuring his shoulder while on international duty with Scotland, which he has since undergone surgery for. Robbo had surgery, all went well, Klopp said in mid-October. As good as it can be, recovery starts after soon as he wakes up. It has been more than 3 weeks since the surgery, and Robertson has kept a quiet profile on social media, but he posted a small update on Tuesday showing him taking advantage of the club's state-of-the-art training facilities. Posting on his Instagram story, Robertson was enjoying an afternoon rehab session but was asking Connor Bradley, "Where you at?" The duo have no doubt spent plenty of time together of late as the youngster has been sidelined with a long-term back injury. While Bradley has already made a return to parts of first-team training, on this occasion he was in the gym. Robertson's rehabilitation still has a long way to go. But like many injured players before him, the Scot has shown he was making use of the hydrotherapy tools at the AXA, which includes a HydroWorks pool that helps increase mobility by taking advantage of the body's buoyancy in water. It offers an in-house alternative to land-based therapy as Robertson can keep up his conditioning in a reduced load environment, as to not agitate the shoulder joint. It's not a miracle worker, but having these tools at the training ground was a key selling point for the move to Kirkby, with the club having been prepared to invest in all facets of a player's journey. For Liverpool players able to talk to European clubs in January about free transfers. Liverpool let a host of players go for free last summer, and now Jurgen Klopp could face a repeat next year with a number of stars in the final year of their deals. Liverpool remain firmly in the Premier League title race after their 3-0 win over Brentford on Saturday, but now a frantic 2 months lie ahead for Jurgen Klopp. That's partly because of a congested fixture list which will see the Reds competing in 4 different competitions. But he's also expected to dip back into the transfer market in January for squad reinforcements. However, it's not just incomings the club will be focused on. Last summer the likes of Roberto Firmino, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner and Naby Keita all left on free transfers after their contracts expired. And with 4 members of his current squad in the final year of their deals, and therefore eligible to negotiate summer moves with European clubs in January, Klopp and co have some key calls to make. Thiago. The Rolls-Royce-like qualities of Thiago have been plain for all to see since the Spaniard arrived at Anfield in 2020. But sadly his talent has been on display all too infrequently. Restricted to just 18 Premier League appearances in 2022-23, the playmaker had his campaign curtailed in April after surgery for a persistent hip issue. And he's yet to appear in this campaign, casting doubt over his club future. Indeed, at 32, Klopp will be all too wary of the example of Fabinho, whose form dipped well before his move to Saudi Arabia. Thiago will no doubt return, and his class and experience will make him an attractive proposition for someone, so expect plenty of interest in January. Joel Matip. The centre-back has made 199 club appearances since signing for Klopp in 2016, and regardless of how his Anfield career pans out from here, has cemented his legacy. The 32-year-old has been integral to the club winning major honours, starting the Champions League final win in 2019 and despite an injury-plagued campaign, was part of the Premier League title-winning squad a year later. But undoubtedly, his peak years are behind him and the club may rue not cashing in last summer. Klopp is expected to target defensive backup in January, and with Jarell Quansah emerging as a real prospect, a new deal for Matip appears unlikely. Similarly with Thiago, expect talks elsewhere come the new year. Connor Bradley. While the sun seemingly begins to set on the careers of Matip and Thiago, surely Connor Bradley's best days lie ahead of him. At just 20, the right-back spent last season on loan at Bolton and duly picked up their Young Player of the Season award, and is already an integral part of the Northern Ireland senior setup. The lack of furore around him in this campaign is due to a stress fracture in his back that has left him sidelined since August. With the potential for Trent Alexander-Arnold to be deployed higher up the field, and Joe Gomez currently unconvincing on the right side of defense, Liverpool will surely look to extend the youngster's current deal. Indeed, seeking a move abroad at this stage would represent an unnecessary step. Adrien. At 36, Adrien is seemingly showing no desire to move away from Merseyside for first-team football, and quite frankly, why should he? Injuries to Alisson in the 2019-20 campaign ensured he played enough games for a Premier League medal, and despite firmly being third choice behind the Brazilian and Kevin Kelleher, Adrien signed a one-year extension in June after being widely tipped to leave. And barring a European club with a keeper crisis, you wouldn't expect offers to flood in January. In truth, few can blame the former West Ham man for opting to remain at Liverpool until the summer and chance his arm with another 12-month extension. Every club needs emergency backup in that department. Just ask Scott Carson. Ibrahima Konate injury update as Jurgen Klopp sweats on Liverpool star after France call. The centre-back has suffered a recurrence of his hamstring injury, but Didier Deschamps has provided a positive boost after saying it was not sensible to include him for final Euro 2024 qualifiers. Liverpool have been boosted by news that Ibrahima Konate's hamstring injury is not likely to keep him sidelined for a prolonged spell. France head coach Didier Deschamps has allayed fears of a lengthy layoff by saying his withdrawal from their squad to face Gibraltar and Greece was merely to avoid any risk-taking. Les Blues have already secured their place at next summer's European Championships, and considering Konate's hamstring injury is a recurrence, Deschamps has said it was not in their interests to select the centre-half, who missed Sunday's Premier League win over Brentford. But he played down any concerns over Konate requiring a lengthy spell off, and that will be music to the ears of Liverpool fans, with Jurgen Klopp's side set to resume their campaign against champions Manchester City on November 25. Deschamps said he felt something in his hamstring. He had tests, but it's not serious. He needs a bit of time to not take any risks. It's an area where he already has an injury. It wasn't in his interest or mine to call him up. In the best of cases, he could have been training only Friday or Saturday. Those comments will increase the chances of Konate, who missed games earlier in the season because of an injury to the same hamstring, being past fit for City. Klopp has already complained about the scheduling of Liverpool's fixture against Pep Guardiola's side because both clubs' South American players will still be battling jet lag. The match was initially meant to kick off at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday but was moved to an earlier slot for safety reasons. Recent meetings between the teams have seen unsavory incidents among supporters, including both Anfield and the Etihad being vandalized and objects being thrown at rival supporters. Speaking after Sunday's win over Brentford at Anfield, Klopp said, "Now they are all gone and we can train once before Manchester City. How can you put a game like this on Saturday at 12:30 p.m? Honestly, the people making these decisions, they cannot feel football, it is just not possible. And it is the moment where the world pays the most to see a football game." These two teams could have, altogether, about 30 international players. They all come back on the same plane, by the way, all the South American players. They all fly back together, we put them on the plane from Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina and Colombia. One game, one plane, they all come back. We just have to make sure we are ready for this game. Hello the Cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on everydays.